I figured I'd make this video for somebody trying to, I'm trying to upgrade the Polaris 570 EFI. So I bought the rear bumper, brush rod, very easy to put on. I actually got this from a dealership in Michigan. He shipped it to New York. It got a little beat up in shipping, I have to say. But he sent me the screws. It was very easy to do. You just put it on, you place it up in the air, and there's threaded holes right here. I just held it up with one hand. I used a drill driver, whipped that thing right on. I bought this, the brush guard. I mean the rear. I'm going to call it what do they call this? The rear extender, the rear deck extender, or whatever they call this thing. What do they call it? Polaris back rack. Okay, so he gave me the back rack, and they all seem to fit because mine's a 15. That said 18 on it. This got a little beat up in shipping too, but not too bad. It looks like this one. It looks like those holes come out and just screw right to there. But these ones, I guess I'm going to have to lift this off. And I probably have to screw it up from the bottom into itself, is what I'm thinking. I don't know yet because it didn't come with instructions. But looking at it, that's what it seems to be. I believe the front is going to do the same thing. I don't know yet on that. Now, to put on the front brush bar, that was a little different. It was actually easy. They said you had to pull out these pins and all this other stuff. I didn't do any of that. I got the I think it was a T27 Torx, and I unscrewed it with the drill driver. I unscrewed it, held it with one hand, which was hard to do. And there's a big plate. There's a long plate that goes there. You'll see that wide plate. It goes there. And very important, you got to put the nose down. It won't fit the other way. So make that plate bend in the downward position so it's closer to the floor. Then you take this bottom bar that they give you, and it comes with two plastic extenders. Now, I had to unscrew, again, this T27 thing, or whatever that was. I had to unscrew them from here, and it comes with longer bolts and kind of a thing. It almost looks like this, like a black tube, a spacer. And I put the spacer on. I put that in place. I zipped it in. I didn't kill it. I just zipped it in. I didn't want to go too nuts with it. And then I slid the spacer, the top one on with this bolt, nut and bolt. And the bottom one just gets two threaded bolts. I didn't even thread them in yet. But there you go. That easy. Yeah, I threaded that one in. Now I'm going to look at it, and I'll see how aligned it is, and I'll loosen up the top bolts if I have to. I didn't sock this thing down yet, as you can see. And I'll look at the alignment. If it looks good, I'm just going to tighten it up where it is. It actually doesn't look terrible. I mean, it'll look a little better if I close the top. But I didn't even push it in all the way. I want it to be as close to the machine as possible because that's how I like them. It doesn't look badly lined up. Let me see. You know what? It looks pretty good just the way it sits. It's actually just about perfect. I'm just going to push it in when I tighten this. You could bring it in further, see? And that's what I'm going to do. I want that to be in as far as I can push it in because that's how I like it to sit. You have a lot of play on that. I mean, I can go in really far. I don't want to go too far and start bending that thing up, but I like it. It's pretty easy to do. And then I also got the front brush guard, which will be my next video, how to install this one. But it looks to me like you just unscrew these, and you come up from the bottom with that same screw head, and instead of a nut, there's a nut down there. Instead of that nut, it'll go into there and grab itself. Now, the front, it looks like I may have to drill that. I'm not sure what's up with the front. I'm going to have to look at some instructional videos because I got no instructions with this whatsoever. It came in those two nice boxes, but there were no instructions with it. And it did get a little beat up, but what can you do? Yeah, no instructions. So I just started whipping it together, you know, just because I'm kind of mechanical. And it's actually going to look good when I'm done. I'm going to like it. I'm liking it. Not bad. And the back is lined up because you have no choice on that one. I like it. I'll clean it up a little. Hope that helped anybody deciding if they want to put the brush bar on. It was a simple thing to do.